接下来呢，我们就来讲解一下第3部分，即为第4和第6题。我们先来看一下第18道题的第4题。那么同样的呢，这2道问题啊，都是会让我们解释一个专业的名词。我们从阅读材料中啊，先进行理解。In general, animals act in ways that help them to survive within their specific habitats. However, sometimes an animal species may display a behavior that no longer serves a clear purpose. The original purpose for the behavior may have disappeared long ago, even thousands of years before. These behaviors, known as relict behaviors, 那么这个很明显啊，就是咱们即将要解释的这样一个名词。咱们在读的时候啊，一定要注意啊，边读啊边看一些这样的重点句。Were useful to the animal when the species' habitat was different, but now, because of changed conditions, the behavior no longer serves its original purpose. Left over from an earlier time, the behavior remains as relict or remnant, long after the environmental circumstance that influenced its evolution has finished. 那么看到这个题目呀，是让我们解释啊，麋鹿和狮子这2个 example 里面啊，传递出来的这样一个 relic behavior 是怎样的一个定义。我们需要呀，在理解阅读材料的基础上呀，在听听力的时候一定要抓住这个 example， 它是怎样一个变化的过程，并且呢，学会总结，学会控制时间。那么建议大家呀，一定要在规定时间内完成。那么知道了题目的要求之后呢，我们首先来听一下听力。
Now listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
Okay, so a good example of this, found right here in North America, is something an animal called the American pronghorn does. Pronghorns, as you may know, are a kind of deer-like animal. They live out on the open, grassy plains, somewhat in the middle of North America. And they are super fast. Pronghorns are, in fact, noted for being the fastest animal in the Western Hemisphere. Once a pronghorn starts running, zoom! None of its present-day predators, like the bobcat or coyote, can even hope to catch up with it. It's off in a flash. Okay, so why then do pronghorns run so fast? That's the question. Well, it turns out that quite a long time ago, I'm talking tens of thousands of years, things on the grassy plains used to be very different for the pronghorns. Because back then, lions used to live on the plains, chasing and preying upon the pronghorns. And lions, of course, are a very swift-moving mammal, much faster than the bobcat or coyote or other predators that you find on the plains today. But now, however, lions are all extinct in North America. They're no longer a predator of the pronghorn. Tens of thousands of years ago, though, the lions were there, chasing the pronghorns. So, back then, the pronghorn's speed was critical to its survival.
好的，听力听完了呢，我们发现呀，咱们这个答案的构成呀，主要有2部分。第一个部分呀，一定要解释一下 what is relic behavior。第二个部分呢，就是要提供这样一个例子。我们首先来给出一个定义。Relic behavior no longer serves its original purpose because of changed conditions. It might be useful to the animal when habitat was different. Pronghorn lives on open grassy plains. It is super fast, actually the fattest animal in the Western Hemisphere. Whenever its predators appear, it's off in a flash. The reason why it runs so fast is that a long time along, the grassy plain was different. Lions used to live there and chased pronghorns. Lions were much faster than bobcat, so pronghorn's speed was critical to its survival. 那么这是很久以前的状况，咱们一定要注意这些变化了。But now, lions are extinct. They are no longer the predators. Because of this condition change, pronghorn's speed doesn't serve its original purpose and thus becomes a relict behavior. 咱们呢，在阅读材料的时候啊，首先要理解，然后学会呢怎么样用一句话来概括这样一个定义。那 那么在听的时候呢，一定要注意啊，前后发生了什么样一些变化，注意一些连接词和逻辑词。那么我们来接着看下一套题的第4题。One way people learn is by watching the behavior of others, sometimes called social learning. 那么这样一个词呢，就是我们需要解释的。同时呢，前面这句话也帮助咱们理解，一定要注意。This type of learning involves the process of learning to copy or not copy the action of another by observing the results or consequences of another's behavior. People tend to imitate the behavior of another when they see that it leads to a desirable consequence, hoping to repeat it for themselves. Of course, the opposite is also true. People tend to avoid imitating the behavior of another when they see that it results in an undesirable consequence. 看一下题目的要求啊，一定是关于这个名词的。Use examples from the lecture to explain the concept of social learning. 那么咱们就要解释啊 social learning。那么首先呢，我们从阅读材料中提取出 the definition， 然后再根据咱们的听力材料呀，记录下 the examples。那么两面肯定是都有的。首先是啊，你想得到你想要的东西，达到预期的时候，你会 imitate others。但是当你不想要达到这样的结果的时候，你就会避免。那么这两种事例啊，肯定都会出现在听力材料中。那么现在呢，我们就先来听一下听力。
Now listen to part of a lecture in a psychology class.
Okay, so an example to illustrate this. You often see this happen in families. Let's say there are these two kids, a sister and a brother. Let's say the girl's 6 and the boy's 4. And one day they're all out shopping with their mother, and they're in the store, and the girl sees a toy she wants. She asks her mother to buy it, to buy the toy for her, but the mother says no. So, what does the little girl do? She starts crying and screaming, Mommy, I want it! And finally Mom gives in and says, okay, fine, you can have it, and buys the girl the toy. Now, don't forget, the little brother's there, and he's watching all this happen. And maybe he sees this sort of thing happen a lot, his mother giving in when his sister cries and screams. What do you think he's going to start doing when he wants something from Mom? He'll probably cry and scream, right? But what if the opposite had happened? Say Mom didn't give in and didn't buy the girl the toy. In fact, say Mom instead disciplined the girl for screaming and crying. When they got home, she didn't let the little girl watch her favorite TV program. Again, the little boy is watching. Now what's the little boy likely to do if he finds himself in a similar situation and he wants Mom to buy him something? Chances are he's not going to cry and scream, right?
听力听完了呢，我们还是两步走。第一步呢，先把 social learning 的定义给出来。Social learning is a way people learn by watching the behavior of others. If the behavior leads to desirable results, people will imitate it. If the behavior leads to undesirable result, people will not imitate. In the professor's example, two kids, sister and brother, are shopping with their mother. If the girl wants a toy and asks her mother to buy it for her, but the mother says no, then the girl cries and screams. Finally, the mother gives in and buys the girl the toy. At the same time, the little brother is watching all this. Next time, if he wants something, he will cry and scream, which means he imitates the behaviors from his sister. But if the mom didn't give in, didn't buy the girl the toy, and didn't let the girl watch TV program, again, the boy is watching. Next time, if he wants a toy, probably he's not going to cry and scream, since the behavior doesn't lead to a desirable consequence. The boy will not imitate the behavior. 那么两面呢，咱们都有提到，一定要注意 什么人做了什么事，那么导致的结果是什么。接着呢，我们来看一下第6题，也是学术性质的。Using points and examples from the lecture, explain how the characteristics of target customers influence marketing strategy for products. 这块呢，我们要注意的这关键词就是 characteristics of target customers。目标消费者这样的一些 characteristics 是如何影响 marketing strategy for products。那么咱们在听的时候一定要非常注意展现出哪些特质。那么商家又是怎么样根据这些特质做一些事情的？所以肯定不止一种，对不对？我们看到有 S， 所以我们要听一下听力，好好找寻一下这些信息。
Listen to part of a lecture in a business class.
People who are likely to buy a company's product are called target customers, and these target customers influence a company's marketing strategy. In order to develop a marketing strategy, a company will look at certain characteristics of the target customers to decide when and where to advertise, so that they'll reach the target customers most effectively. I'd like to talk to you today about 2 characteristics of target customers that can influence marketing strategy, specifically age and geographic location of the target customers. Say a company makes toy cars. Who are its target customers? Kids, right? So if the company wants to make sure its television advertising reaches its target customers, it'd want to advertise during times when kids are actually watching television, like during children's television shows. That way it can make sure that kids see the advertisements. And that way the company would get people in that age group to go buy toy cars, or to ask their parents to buy them at least. Now, another important characteristic to consider is geographic location. Places where the company's target customers live. Think about a company that makes boats. Its target customers are people who own homes near oceans or lakes, places where they can use boats. After all, people who don't live near water don't have much use for boats. So by placing advertisements on signs along the road or on television in cities and towns that are near oceans or lakes, the company would be more likely to reach the target customers for its boats.And sell more of them as a result.
那么听力听完了呢，我们来看一下这个参考答案。The professor talks about 2 characteristics of target customers that can influence companies' marketing strategy. 我们谈到了2种，我们先进行一下总结，然后呢，分别叙述一下。The first characteristic is age. If a company makes toy cars, its target customers are kids.It should advertise on television during the time kids watch television. This makes sure that the advertisement reaches the kids, so the company can get people in that age group to buy toy cars. 那么这是第一种。那么第二种特质呢 The second characteristic is geographical location, where the target customers live. 那么地域性。If a company wants to sell boats,Its target customers must live near ocean and lakes, since only people live near water need boats. So the company will advertise in cities and towns that are near ocean and lakes in order to reach its target customers and therefore to sell more boats. 那么提到的这2种特性都有2个例子举出来了，这是咱们需要学习的。那么第19套里面的第6题又提到了这样一些动物，我们看到要解释呢是 2 special adaptations that have developed to help seabirds find food. 那么2种适应的这样一种特性呢，来帮助这些海鸟们找到一些食物。这2种海鸟是 albatross and farmer。我们这2种动物哪怕咱们不知道，咱们也不要慌。听听力的时候注意听一下它们的特性是什么，那么分1、2条这样说出来。那么信天翁和管鼻貉到底是有什么样的特性来帮助它们找到食物的呢？我们来听一下听力，找寻一下答案。
Listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
Today I want to talk about seabirds. Now, seabirds hunt and eat fish, and, well, their food can be hard to find because their food source is spread out over a large expanse of water. So what seabirds have done is that over time they've made adaptations. They've developed special characteristics that help them find food. One adaptation involves the length of the bird's wings. The albatross, for example, is a large seabird that spends most of its life flying over ocean waters in search of food, fish to feed itself, and to carry back to the nest for its chicks. Now, most birds flap their wings up and down when they fly, which uses up a lot of energy. But the albatross has these special long wings that it can hold perfectly still. It's able to fly without moving its wings up and down. These long wings allow it to glide or float on the wind, and this uses very little energy. This is important because, as I said, the albatross has to cover a huge expanse of ocean to locate food, sometimes up to 1,100 miles a day. Because of its long wings, it can glide along over the ocean, using little energy as it searches for food. Another important adaptation of many seabirds is an acute, highly developed sense of smell. Take the fulmar. Like the albatross, the fulmar needs to find food that's scattered far out over the ocean. But the fulmar has a rather unusual advantage. It has tiny tubes inside the nose holes in its beak, and these special tube-shaped nostrils help it to pick up the scent of food. Now, this highly developed sense of smell is especially important because the fulmar's main source of food, plankton, are tiny organisms that are hard to see, but they give off a very sharp, distinctive odor. So when fulmars are flying around looking for food, they may not be able to see them, but they can find the plankton by smelling them, even from far away.
好的，听完听力后呢，我们可以对照一下这个答案是如何的一个顺序和如何的内容。The professor talks about two special adaptations developed to help seabirds find food. 那么先首要概括一下，指出我们后面要提到什么内容。The first adaptation is the length of wings. Usually when birds fly, they have to flap wings up and down and uses a lot of energy. But albatross, a kind of seabird, has specially long wings that enable them fly without moving wings up and down. So it can glide and float on the wind using little energy. This is so because albatross has to cover a huge expanse of ocean to locate food. 那么这是第一种鸟，信天翁。那么第二种鸟呢 ？Another adaptation is acute sense of smell. Fulmar also has to find food scattered in the ocean, and its main source of food is tiny plankton. 浮游生物是它的主食。Fulmar develops tiny tubes inside nose hole, and the special tube-shaped nostrils help them to pick up the scent of food. Plankton is hard to see, but it gives sharp, distinctive odor. So fulmar can find plankton by smelling them, even from far away. 那么这就是这两种动物的这样一种特性了。那么今天的课呢，就到这里了，谢谢大家的参与。